Hello, my name is Lucas. This is a bit of lit. I am here to do a little literary tag. I was tagged by Brian at Bookish. This tag and the what tag, which was the video I did before, they were both tags made by Mark from Book Time with Elvis. I forgot to mention that in the last video. I am now part of the cabal that is the secret society of BookTube taggers. And I'm here to, right away, before I forget, tag a few people. We're going to tag 2 people this time. Hopefully they will see it. Maybe they won't. I'm going with Noah from Everyone Who Reads It Must Converse. Always makes excellent videos. And maybe he's already done it. I don't know. I would also like to tag Leslie at The Nerdy Narrative. Because why not? Okay. As if she's not busy enough. These are the people I tag. And that is my abuse of power. I'm not sharing the love anymore now that I am part of the secret society of taggers. Okay. Number 1, Tolkien once said that cellar door is the most beautiful expression in English. What do you think is the most beautiful word or phrase in English or any language? For English, I think the most beautiful word is mellifluous. Which is like a musical voice. Phrase. Maybe thank you. And as for Chinese, Sharon, what do you think is the most beautiful Chinese word?
May.
May. Oh,
May.
that means beautiful. And 美国 is America. And translated literally, it means beautiful country. But it is not because America is beautiful. It's just because America sounds like May, which just happens to mean beautiful. I think for me, 学霸, right? Which is slang for top student, or like a student that doesn't have to study, right? They're just naturally gifted.
No, naturally gifted called 学生.
学生. Well, that's a student.
Student God.
Oh, okay. Wait, 学生?
学生.
Shun? No, ng? Okay.
那学生, 学生.
学生. Okay. 学霸. When I put it in my Pleco, which is this English-Chinese dictionary that's amazing, it literally translates to scholar, tyrant, and I love that. But it just means like you're a top student that doesn't have to study too hard. And 学生 is a student god that doesn't have to study at all. The more you learn. What words in English do you find most amusing? Bunk and the. I don't know why. Have you memorized any poems in full to whip out now and then to impress your friends? If so, which ones? You might have heard it before. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy, was he? Think on that. I feel like I said it wrong. Number 4, who or what do you consider to be an underrated or underappreciated author or book? I think I would have to say, I mean, I'm sure it gets all kinds of appreciation, but when I hear people talking about John Steinbeck, I, usually hear The Grapes of Wrath, or maybe East of Eden, or perhaps Of Mice and Men, maybe Tortilla Flat, or what's the other one? Cannery Row, maybe, or The Pearl, more likely than those two. But I think In Dubious Battle is probably extremely popular, honestly. I think it is very well known, but compared to Grapes of Wrath or Of Mice and Men, or what's the other one I just said? East of Eden. I think this story about two people trying to work a strike in the apple orchards is really compelling in many ways. So there's that. It's certainly not one of his best books, I don't think, but I think it's pretty good. Actually, it's my third favorite, so maybe, but I haven't read all of his books. Anyway, no, fourth. Which book do you consider, number 5, which book do you consider to have the best or most memorable beginning? And that for me is actually a Paradise Lost by John Milton. I think that the first chapter of it really sets the tone for Satan and all of his miscreants that follow him, and they are terrifying, and they feel very much like they are justified in their frustrations. They are, of course, shown later to not be, but it feels like, yeah, like Satan is very humanized in that way. And it's really compelling. I mean, it's a really amazing poem. A little misogynist, but fantastic. I mean, it's just really well written and executed. I love it. Let's see, number 6. Which book title best describes your life? I would say that possibly the best book title that describes my life would be, in fact, I don't know. This is the problem when you don't prepare your answers. Sometimes you're just left with a blank. What's the book title that best describes my life? I can't think of all the books that I've read. Ooh, this is difficult. This is confusing. I would have to say that it is definitely probably by Mo Willems, and it is Pigeon Wants a Hot Dog. I think that's one, right? I don't know. I'm constantly hungry. Anyway, what was the last book you read that led to a moistening of the eyes? It was probably To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. Just because, I mean, it was shocking how beautifully written it was, and how deep in the mind she got, and how well you could understand these people through everything. And in that way, it's kind of so beautiful, and you just feel a little tear. Wow, I know this person. Let's see. I feel like there was another book that I read. I read that at the end of last year. There was another book. Maybe The Romance of American Communism? Because it was really moving to see how much the movement meant to Communist Party members in America, and what it meant to them. And yeah, but I think there's another book I read after that that moved me a little bit. But I don't really cry when I read, but I'll be shocked or feel a lot of other emotions. I don't really feel sad usually, but sometimes I get into it, like To the Lighthouse. Number 8. When it is time to shuffle off this mortal coil and go to that big library in the sky, what bookish literary quote would you like engraved on your headstone? What is it that Captain Ahab says about Moby Dick? Something about, I'd strike the sun. It's going to bother me. I am going to look this up right now. I'd strike... Yes. What is the full quote? Oh, yes. I'd strike the sun if it insulted me. This is why I want him at my dinner party, because he would be just way too much fun. And, yeah. I'd strike the sun if it insulted me. That would be on my headstone. Number 9. If you wrote a book and didn't want to use your own name, what name would you choose as a suitable pen name? Well, I'm quite happy with my name that my mother gave me, so I wouldn't do this. But if I were to, I wouldn't pick some other person's name. That's lame, okay? I'm quite happy with the name I have. Now, there are people, of course, that want to change their name for different reasons. That's perfectly fine. Not even necessarily for pen names, but for their personal life. Perfectly reasonable. I'm not against that, but for me, I will keep my name. If I didn't, I would probably be the name that I used to use, Strike the Sun MD. Not doctor, but Strike the Sun, Moby Dick, okay? That's what that was a reference to. Yeah, I would, but like that just wouldn't get published because they would want a real name. But that is the name I would pick because I wouldn't choose someone else's name, okay? Many literary characters have sidekicks, henchmen. Who would you choose to be your companion on your life adventures? And I would have to say the person over there that I was talking to. Okay. Because we have good fun. And if this means, it doesn't say that it has to be a literary character. It sort of implies it, I suppose. But I'd pick that person over there. I'm not going to show you because she'd get mad at me. Okay, so that's it. We are done. I have tagged you, Noah and Leslie, and I hope to see you do this tag soon. Thank you. Goodbye.